The Boy and the Heron, the new Studio Ghibli film. We're going to talk about it. So the new animated film that is out on the big screen is brought to you by the legendary Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli. You know, that little studio that made Spirit Away that many people love and many other classic animated films that have come out. Well, we have a new one, The Boy and the Heron. Now, this film, I didn't see the English dub version at all. I know Christian Bale's in it. I know Robert Pattinson. I know, it's got all these high profile names. But when it comes to the animated films, I prefer to go and see them in the native tongue. I prefer to go see them in Japanese with the subtitles. I much rather that. That's how I try to watch all my anime as well. It's just something that I do. I just feel like that's its natural state and I need to see that first. There's only a handful of animes and stuff that I can actually watch that's English dub. Obviously, Dragon Ball is one of them because I grew up with the dub as well. And One Piece and Naruto. They're like the three that I can like really watch because I grew up with the dub before I actually saw, the full Japanese version and stuff like that. But obviously, I prefer it in the Japanese, but they're just the only ones. So I went and saw this in the native tongue, and I'll tell you now, this film to me, I feel like there's going to be three ways that you're going to be able to look at this. There's going to be one section of people that absolutely adore this film, that think, it's a masterpiece, it's a masterclass, it's up there with like Spirit Away, it's like this insane, brilliant movie. Then there's going to be these people that are like, I really don't like this movie. It's not for me. It's just not there. And then there's going to be people that are like me who are kind of in between those and kind of mixed. For me, there are elements I really liked about this film, and then there's elements that didn't work as well for me. Now, this is, like I said, it's a unique studio, so the designs of the characters are either going to make it or break it for you guys. If you guys don't like weird, wacky designs when it comes to characters, this is probably not going to be the movie for you because there's some scenes that are pretty creepy. The Heron, for instance, is pretty creepy at times because of the way that it's animated and the way that this character is designed. At times it does get pretty creepy. And then there's other little creatures and stuff like that happen in here that can kind of get a bit creepy looking. And for some unknown reason as well, this studio likes to make like the elderly women look very like, is this like some sort of witch or something that's going to hunt me and eat me or do something like that? So you have those little things in there. So that's either going to make a break for you. But let's talk about the animation first, because the animation in here is just absolutely superb. It is really, really gorgeous, this film. You can't fault it. You can't fault it. I think the colors, it's bright film, it's colorful, and when it's on the big screen, your eyes are just instantly attracted to it. So I really enjoyed that aspect, and having the different colors of like the parakeets in there as well, I think was vibrant. There's many things that work animation wise. It's all clean and crisp. Just the different worlds and stuff like that was going on, the background, absolutely fantastic. I love it when animation comes onto the big screen and is just perfection like this. So for me, the anime is top notch and I absolutely loved it. I loved the design of the characters as well. Even though some of them are creepy, I really dug it. And there's this one scene involving a pelican that is just so heartbreaking to watch and just so brilliant, animated to perfection. When you guys get to it, it is just animated to the point where you're kind of like, wow, it hits your soul. It hits your soul and heart very, very heavily. Now, the character himself, Mahito, it's weird because, saying that there's a good character called Mahito after you watch Jujutsu Kaisen with Mahito, who's just this villain character. It's refreshing to see a Mahito that's actually good. Mahito as a character, I enjoyed his character arc, and I like the relationship he builds moving forward with the Heron. I really like that relationship and how it comes around to where it is at the end of the movie. For me, that all worked, and his character arc was enjoyable. And it was, I feel like some people might not understand the full character arc, which, that is one of my, issues I have with this film. It can be kind of confusing at times. You're trying to figure out what's going on, and there's no real clear-cut thing that's going on. So you really got to really pay attention in this film to really digest everything going on so that you can fully grasp what is actually occurring here. Because at times, if you aren't paying attention, you could get very confused and very messed up with the story and that, and not get the full experience out of it. So it feels like, I feel like this movie might be one that you need to go rewatch again to fully appreciate what is going on in the context of this whole story. But his character arc, I like it, and I like the themes of it. I really do. And, with him coming to terms with the loss of his mother and where he is in this particular stage in life and how he's holding on to stuff and now how he's got to let go of stuff, I really enjoyed that aspect. The story and narrative wise, like I said, it does get confusing because we're jumping into different worlds. And when you're jumping from world to world, things can get kind of messy. And I don't think it got to the point where it was like, what is going on? Like, what world are we in or anything like that. It's pretty much at the start, you're kind of like, okay, trying to figure out what this world is. Once you understand what the concept is and the ideas behind the world, you start to understand more and you start to like feel like, okay, now I get where we're going with this story. So for me, the narrative is good. It has some deep meanings and some impactful stuff about life and death that I really enjoyed, with like these creative ideas to express those in these ways. That was great. But I don't know, I felt like the story just didn't grab me quite the way that I was hoping it was going to be. Because this is a film I've actually been looking forward to. And unfortunately for me, the story didn't fully get me invested into it. Like, I was invested in Mahito and his story, and there were some cool visuals along the way, but overall the story just, I don't know, it was a bit lackluster for me. I don't know why. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch it and, watch it for a second time to fully grasp the narrative itself, and maybe I might have missed something. That could just be me missing something. But look, I don't think it's a horrible or anything. I just feel like I had like these little issues. I don't know, the spark just wasn't there that was like, making me go, oh my god, this is just insane. I just want to keep going and keep going. And I do have an issue with the pacing of this film as well. I feel like the pacing of this film kind of gets lost and drags out a bit. Like, there's some scenes where you're kind of like, okay, here we go, we're walking downstairs again, and we're walking down more stairs, and it's kind of like, come on, do I need to see that all the time? Like, you could just give me half of that and then move on to the next scene. So there is moments where the pacing does slow it down for me as well. The score was great. I really like the score and how it was incorporated in this film to give you those emotional moments when it's required and to give you these badass moments, man. There's a character in here that is absolutely badass, that has fire, and man, when she's on screen with that score, whoo, it is absolutely sick. It really is. The voice acting, I mean, I love the Japanese voice acting in basically almost every anime. I don't know. Something about the Japanese voice acting just hits differently. I don't know why it is, but just the vocals, the language, just everything about it just nails every single time. And I thought they were absolutely superb in here. So overall, The Boy and the Heron, for me, is kind of a mixed bag. I still think Suzume is the better animated film so far of the year when it comes to the Japanese side of things. I really enjoyed Suzume. This one I would put just below it. But overall, it's worth a watch, man. I would say go watch it for yourselves and develop your own opinion on this film, because it's an interesting one. Like I said, you're either going to be in three camps. You're going to be the ones that absolutely love it, the ones that absolutely despise it and hate it, and then the ones in the middle that are kind of like, you know what, it's decent, but it's also not the best. And I kind of have like that. And that's me. I'm kind of in the middle at the moment. I'm probably leaning more towards, it being closer to like the better side. But that's just me. So let me know what you guys think. Did you guys enjoy it? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace out.